And that ain't no kind of a way to do nothing. What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer, and welcome back to my channel, where today we're going to take a look at some posts written by women who chose the wrong guy to have kids with. And basically the equation is useless partner plus kids equals married single mom. Don't let this happen to you. Let's check it out. But first, on every video on this channel, I encourage all animal lovers to please consider volunteering on site or fostering for your local animal shelter. And if you've been following me for a while, you know this is my current foster, Goldie, and she is getting so humongous. She's about 8 months old now, and she is still available for adoption. So if you are an animal lover, please give it some thought. Do it for the animals. Thanks. Okay, so first post up here is by someone who deleted their account, and it's called Useless Spouses. Were there any warning signs before having the child? And on this sub, you do see a lot of posts. I mean, a lot of posts of mainly women, but some men saying how they do everything. And they're often saying that their spouse is the one who wanted the children and that they don't do anything to help them with the kids. So this is even unfortunately in the 21st century, the woman is almost always the default parent. And that's just not right. They said, I see many complaints of useless spouses or significant others. Were there any warning signs or red flags before you had children with them? If so, clue the rest of us in on what to look for. And Jalen 1968 said, did he help around the house before? Did he do any of the shopping or cooking of the food? Did he clean up, feed, or care for any pets? Did he do laundry, dishes, or pick up around the house? If the answer is no to any of these, that's your huge waving red flag. Yes, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And if you are with someone who thinks children are cute and babies are cute, and it's so cute to carry your baby around on your shoulders and do fun stuff with them, and they don't think of any of the negatives or any of the hard work, then you're going to be a single parent if you have kids with them. And that has got to be the shittiest place to be, to end up married with kids and your spouse is like another kid you have to take care of. And it's unbelievable how often that still happens. It is heartbreaking. Wilksonator said, and note, it is such a norm for women to do the majority of house care and mental load and coordination that when a man helps even a little, or when asked, a lot of women actually are fooled into thinking they have an equal partner when they don't. Women say, I like cooking, so that's why I do all the cooking. Or he doesn't know how to clean. It takes him too long. He doesn't do it right, so it's easier for me to do it. Or if I didn't remind him, he would never get his mom a gift for Mother's Day. He takes care of the rubbish in the backyard and works so hard at work. He needs his break after work. Or he has a good heart. He's doing his best. Goldie, could you not do that while I'm trying to record? Conditioned by society to be carers, women tend to step into those roles so naturally and tend to be okay with giving away so much of themselves, while the same society, particularly the women, have such a low bar set for men on what is a good husband or partner. I find most of my very educated, very empowered friends say they have a good husband or a good father. But when you dig even a little deeper, good is often very far from equal. In almost every one of these relationships, it's the woman who is doing the majority of the house care and the mental load even before the child. And yes, they only do more plus the majority of child care after the child. I hate the phrase, oh, the baby needs their mommy. No. What the baby needs is a responsible adult who will commit 1,000% and spend extensive time and energy and learn how to care for that child, even if it's hard and exhausting and never ending. And the ability to do the above has nothing to do with that person's gender. There are some great parents out there who can't breastfeed and don't have vaginas. It is not about your sex or maternal instinct or sweet romantic words and promises. It's about evidence of commitment of time and energy. Quoting an old HR recruitment adage, past performance is the only credible indicator of future performance. As I said, very true. But it's amazing how in these posts, so many people say, oh, I thought that when the baby came that they would change. They would change. No one fucking changes. You can't just have a kid and expect the person you had the kid with to turn into somebody else. That's who they are. If you don't like that, then you shouldn't be having kids with them. Jethreen, who is not a parent, said, I wish I could upvote this 1,000 times. You clearly and accurately laid out exactly how it is. If I could tell every young woman today to read your post and keep it in mind when looking for mates, they'd be a lot better off. I think women are still programmed into being the nurturers and the caregivers that they don't know not to settle for anything less than a true partner. They don't know how bad it can be until they're too far into the relationship. Or if they do look for something better, they're ridiculed for doing so. They're told to settle for any man they can get, that any man, even an abusive, useless man, is better than no man. Oh my God. People still think that? This cannot be. I mean, women don't need a man now. We're not in the early 20th century. Women can have their own bank accounts and their own credit cards and their own careers and their own cars and their own property and their own everything. You don't need to string yourself to a man in order to have a life now. You can do it all by yourself and do it very well all by yourself. But the fact that even today, there are people out there who are told to settle for any partner they can get, that even an abusive and useless man is better than no man. That is the most untrue thing I have ever heard. No man is better than any man. If you are down with yourself and you care about yourself and your own life and you take an interest in yourself, then you do. A partner is nice. It's great. It's a wonderful addition to your life. But you don't need a partner to have a life. You are a whole and complete person with a whole and complete life all on your own. Apis Serrana said 1,000% this, and it's disturbing that people find this to be such a novel or controversial opinion. Yeah, it's fucking terrifying, actually. Ice Blue Frost said, if you breastfeed, then yeah, sometimes baby does need mommy more, especially when they are in the early stages. That means the other parent needs to be picking up way more of the other chores, cooking, cleaning, etc., so that mommy can focus on breastfeeding, because that's equality. It's really sad how many women find themselves so completely alone once they have the kid, or even before they have the kid. You know, the guy is there, but he's there smoking weed all day and not working and playing video games. I mean, that's kind of down at the extreme end of the spectrum, but you get what I'm saying. Could you guys be quiet, please? Okay, moving on. Another person who deleted their account posted this. I want to know why most men are useless when it comes to parenting. And I should say, I'm not trying to man bash here. I mean, it's just the way of the world that in most cases, it's the woman who's writing a post like this. But I have seen men write them too. So equal shade to men and women here. Is it because you know the world won't hold you accountable? Is it because you low-key despise the woman you get pregnant and you hate them? Is it because parenting is too hard for you? Like, what is it? Why are you guys so incompetent when it comes to sharing parenting duties equally? It makes me sick to my stomach. And because of this, I will never have another child, no matter how great that man is to me. Well, ma'am, I hope you only have one right now. God, there's a lot of people in this sub that have deleted their accounts. Someone else who deleted their account says, it always falls to the mom. I was with my friend and her family yesterday, and it was muddy, so she didn't want shoes to be worn in the house. Her son wanted to go back inside. She was doing something, and her husband was right next to her and told his son, "Mommy will take off your boots in a second." Dude, you're sitting right there doing nothing. Why don't you take his boots off and let your wife finish with what she's doing? Yeah, that's really sad that men, so many men, just fall into the biggest child role, where mom is their mom too in some ways. Ugh. No Lavishness 1905 said, "Some say men want kids the way kids want puppies." I wouldn't know, but it kind of rings true. Yes, that is absolutely true for a lot of men. They want a kid that they can show off to show their virility and fertility and their fertile baby mama or whatever. But they don't want to have to do any of the actual work or any of the intellectual chess you have to play to be a good parent. They just want to be seen with the cute baby, like kids want to be seen with the cute puppy. And that ain't no kind of a way to do nothing. Sage of Beige said, "Because it's endearing, duh. Men want to be better parents. Don't look after your brother's kids. Don't look after your son's kids. Don't parent your stepkids. They're there to see dad bugger off and be busy. It starts with us women. Stop babying your sons. Stop making your daughters do or give up things to keep the peace." Oh, God. As I've said many times on this channel, I'm the only girl and the oldest of four, and I ended up with a stepfather when I was 8, and he was not the worst stepfather ever, but he was no prize, and he would throw tantrums and, go off and break furniture and punch walls and all that bullshit. And my mother, who was trained the same way, would say, "Oh, he has PTSD from when his brothers died when he was young, and we have to forgive him." And no, the fuck we don't. No. Sorry, Mom, you were really wrong there. But my mother is someone who has never lived on her own in her life. She married my father to get out of her father's house. So what do you expect from generation after generation after generation of women who were raised to give men a break, to let them punch the holes in the wall and let them break the furniture and let them terrorize the children when they're mad because they have it hard. They have to work hard all day. Except my mother was working side by side with my stepfather on the catering truck that he started. So just like so many other stories, the woman works hard all day too, but then she comes home and she's got to take care of the kids and nurture the kids and be a mom and give baths and all of that. And where's the guy? Where my stepfather was, laying on his fat ass in the recliner, watching TV. And that's probably the case still to this day. Here we are, almost 50 years later. And not much has changed, unfortunately. At least not for the people who end up on the Regretful Parents subreddit. Let's not place greater importance on our sons' wants versus our daughters. Oh, God, please, yeah. Women, stop jumping in to save men from their own kids. What parent can be proud of a grown son who can't or won't change a diaper? If your kids are a reflection on your parenting and a sense of pride, is a useless husbaby instead of husband, husbaby really something you're happy to have half-arse raised? Yeah, women, don't put up with that. Just don't put up with that. Don't have kids with those guys. It's just never turns out well, and it's the kids that suffer the most. Watching their parents resent each other, watching their dad be fucking clueless, laying in the recliner and thinking that that's normal when mom worked all day and she's in the kitchen making lunches for tomorrow and all that bullshit. It's so not fucking worth it. Not in this century. And finally, this post is from Plenty Alfalfa, And it's titled Mourning My Old Life, Regretting Having a Baby, Husband Being an Asshole About It. She didn't even have to write the post. That says it all. So she says, I have a 3-month-old daughter. I thought I wanted her before I got pregnant. Pregnancy was shit, and I started already then regretting my decision. I was never super sure about kids. My God, people, if when you think about having kids, whether you are male or female, if your whole soul doesn't go, hell yes, I'm going to be a great parent, I'm going to love my children, I'm going to raise some kick-ass people. If it's not hell yes, it should be hell no. There should be no one just trying it out. You don't get to try it out. You don't get to take a baby back to customer service if you don't like it. So don't do this to yourself. Even if you think you want it, at the very least, go on YouTube and search, what is it like to have an infant? Go on Reddit and read some of these Regretful Parents posts. You're playing with your life when you have a kid. And I know a lot of people just think, oh, it's just something you do, no big deal. And maybe if you come from a wealthy family that can afford to buy help for you and all of that, maybe that kid will just add to your life. But for the vast majority, the vast majority, having kids takes your life away. And so you better be prepared to dedicate your life to your children, or else you are someone who should not be having kids. And I come from a long line of people who shouldn't have had kids, but did anyway. She goes on, I thought that's the next step in life. See, people just think about this because it's so fucking easy to get pregnant, at least, for a lot of people. You can do it without even trying. You can get pregnant while trying to not get pregnant. People think, oh, well, okay, yeah, happened so easy. I guess we're having a kid. Yay! We're going to have a cute little kid running around and our life is going to stay exactly the same and we're going to do all the same things. We're just going to have a little kid with us. Fuck no. That's not how it works. My husband, he wanted kids so much. After 4 years without birth control, I got pregnant. Now, when she is here, I regret my decision so badly. I'm always tired, always pissed off. My body is completely destroyed by pregnancy. I hate the sleepless nights. When she won't fall asleep, that makes me so angry. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to bond with her. I can't be this clown babbling to a child. I never liked kids, but I thought with mine it will be different. Yeah, because that's bingo number 487 that people love to throw out there. When it's your own kid, it's different. You mean I'm sitting here at this barbecue at your house and your 3-year-old is running around naked screaming, and I fucking hate that with my whole chest. I hate it. It makes my brain hurt. But if I get pregnant and have my own kid, when my kid is a screaming 3-year-old, it will be different. How? How will it be different? I will like it. I will suddenly not be bothered by screaming kids. This is just more bullshit lies that it's really amazing, the lies that people have come up with, lies that have just become accepted by society as true. Oh, it's different when it's your kid. No, it's not different. It's exactly the same. That kid has just got half your DNA, but they're still fucking annoying. She goes on, I never liked kids, but I thought with mine, it will be different. Well, it's not. I can't even express myself fully. Even if my husband says, talk with me, when I talk, he gets angry. When I say I regret it, I'm mad at him because he wanted the child more than me. I'm mad at myself that I put myself in that stupid situation. I'm mad at my family that they're so happy about her. Yeah, this sounds like the average person who she finds herself with a partner that she really loves and he wants kids. And okay, let's try it. And the family's so happy for the new grandchild. And believe me, it's fucking kick ass to be the first grandchild in a family. I was the first grandchild on both my mom's and my dad's sides, and I was spoiled rotten because of it. Everybody was so excited about the new baby. But that doesn't make it any easier on the person who has to raise the baby and get up in the middle of the night with the baby and all of that. So your family can be thrilled to pieces that they have a new grandchild. But if it destroys your life and makes you miserable and depressed and angry and wish you could take it all back, is it worth it? Mm-mm. No, it isn't. I mean, people tell you it's worth it because they have to say that. Because if they don't say that, then they get mocked and shamed. And that's why they end up on the Regretful Parents subreddit. Because here you can be anonymous and you can say whatever the hell you really feel about your kids and how much you regret having them, if that's the case. She goes on. I'm mad at her when she cries, when I need to be with her 24/7. I'm mad that my life will never look the same. I'm mad that I got tricked into we will share duties 50-50. That's fucking bullshit. Even if the man tries, the mother will always have to do the most. Notice she said, even if the man tries, the mother will have to do the most. It should be, even if the father tries, the mother will have to do the most. It's like the guy is just there, shoving his dick somewhere, and oops, there's a baby. The fuck, people. This is why this channel exists. So to make it, I realize I'm screaming into the void, but fuck it. To make it normalized, to really think about this. Do you really want to bring kids into your world? Your unsteady, unstable world, your world of inflation and a bad job market right now? People don't think about this shit. They think about, oh, my parents will be so happy with a new grandbaby. And that's how you end up on the Regretful Parents subreddit. She goes on. I'm mad that there is no way out. Even if my husband said in anger, leave us and live your life like you want, I can't. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, that's another thing. People talk about, well, you can leave. You can walk away. Well, yes, you can walk away. You can give up your rights. You can bring your children down to CPS and leave them there. But you have to deal with the emotional consequences of all of that. And that's why most people stay, because they can't live with themselves being that person who just walked away. But they can't stand being there and being a parent. So you're trapped. I mean, it's just got to be the most horrifying feeling. She goes on, I can't think of what my family and friends would think of me. Yeah. So what other people think is why so many people stay in miserable situations, and what you would think of yourself if you walked away, obviously, like I just said. I'm so fucking mad at myself. I should have known better, that I'm not made for it. I would like to believe it will change. I would love to be happy having a family and loving my daughter as I should, but I don't know how to change it. Yes, I'm in therapy, but no meds yet, just in case, if anyone may ask. Just venting, had to throw it out there. I hate my life, and I don't know how to cope with that. If anyone has been in a similar situation, please share. Did it get better or worse? Does it ever get better? Oh, and someone else who deleted their account responded, oh, I remember these days. They stretched out before me, seemingly unending. Even when people said, oh, wait until the baby isn't taking a bottle. Wait until he is able to talk. It didn't help, because while you're in the thick of it, it doesn't help to hear, in just a year or two, it'll get better. That year might as well be 20 years. But it does get better. I feel like once my baby was 3, almost 4, I started to enjoy my time with him more wholeheartedly. After he was 4, it got a lot better. My advice is to get yourself fixed. No more babies. My partner's family tried to tell me to wait to get my tubes tied. Oh, you'll want another. But I listened to my own heart, and I knew I was only able to suffer one child. Also, get yourself some Loop brand earplugs. They have ones that block the sound completely, or ones that just muffle it. They help me survive sleep training and so much more. I found if the sound was turned way down, I could better manage my anger and care for my child. I hope you find the love and affection I found for my child. It took longer than I expected, but now he really is my favorite person. Well, that's good. That worked out for her. Unfortunately, we read a lot of stories on this channel where it doesn't work out. And that is just the big heartbreak of it all, to just throw your life away on one choice, or even like you don't even make a choice. You just happen to have sex and you happen to be fertile and bing, bang, boom, there's a baby. Bored Bitch said, I would like to add to this, if you can get a bisalp rather than a tubal ligation. Tubals are unfortunately not 100% effective, and a bisalp also drastically reduces your risk of ovarian cancer. The person who deleted their account said, also, an unfortunate side effect of my tubal was a reaction and painful inflamed tubes and ovaries. I recently had my uterus and tubes removed to stop the pain. You know me, bro, said, to everyone on the fence of having children. Yeah, here we go. If you aren't 110% sure that you want them and are mentally, emotionally, financially, and physically ready, don't have them, especially if you don't have a support system from your family and your significant other. Surround Important said, that right there, especially if you don't have a support system from family and your significant other. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you do need a village. There is plenty of truth to that saying. It takes a village to raise a child. You do need help. You cannot just be one person out there dropping kids and expecting it to go well. My Little Pigeon said, but sometimes you think you will have that support system, and then it turns out you actually don't. My husband, who had 4 other kids and tons of experience, never so much as changed a diaper for our 2 children. And my mom, who bugged me for years about having grandkids, lived 3.5 miles away from me, didn't work, and literally sat around on Facebook all day and did nothing to help me, no matter how bad I was struggling, because my babies and toddlers did not sleep ever. I was so overwhelmed and frustrated and beside myself, exhausted, and I had no one. And this is someone whose mother lives 3.5 miles away and wouldn't help her. And you hear that over and over and over again. All these people, all my friends said, oh yeah, I'll help you with the baby. I'll babysit, blah, blah, blah. But just because they say that because it's a nice thing to say, and they mean it when they say it. But when you call and you are exhausted and you wonder if they could take your baby for 2 hours so you could possibly take a nap, nah, that ain't happening. Because there's always going to be, oh, well, I'm doing this or that or the other, and you can make your plans like that when you don't have kids. When you have kids, you are strapped down. You are trapped. You are not going anywhere. And before anyone says anything, both of my pregnancies were unplanned. I adore my boys. They are now 9 and 11. But boy, did I learn the hard way about who was not there for me and their own children, my husband, and grandchildren, my mom. And that's what I have for you today, guys. Please let me know what you think of these stories. Are you someone who possibly ended up with a spouse or significant other who does not help with the kids? Do you know someone like that? I think we kind of all know someone like that. But I would love to hear your thoughts on these stories. Some of these stories can be a tough read, but I really love all the comments that you guys so thoughtfully put together. Anyway, if you like this video, please like it, please hype it, please do all those cool YouTube things. And I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you so much.